So, recently I went on a trip, a plane ride, and I did something that I've always wanted to do, which was take my Switch on the plane and actually use it. We got this Switch during COVID. We figured that, we would be at home and, it'd be an opportunity to play games together. And so when we first got the Switch, we actually got some party games like Mario Party. And, my wife wanted to play the Pokemon game. So I think it was Pokemon Sword and Shield. She got the Sword version. We just figured that we would make use of this. I gotta say, it didn't really turn out that way. She did play a little bit of Pokemon, but I would say overall, we just didn't really have a ton of time. That even though COVID put us at home, we still didn't miraculously have a ton of time to play. And then, of course, we had kids. We had kids during this COVID era. I guess we can call it an era. And so, we had even less time. So, yeah, we never really ended up doing the party game. So I actually traded in Mario Party. And we traded in Pokemon. I did get a hold of Mario Kart, and I thought that, well, that's also kind of a party game. It's a low barrier to entry. You don't have to be a hardcore gamer to enjoy that game. And we played a little bit of it. We actually brought it over to a friend's place, and we did 4-player split screen. But we only did that one time, and yeah, I think ideally we would have played it more and used it more. I think the problem is that my wife was susceptible to motion sickness. I also got Smash Brothers Melee. No, Smash Brothers Ultimate, sorry. Because that's kind of a party game as well. I remember very fondly as a kid in high school playing that, couch sort of multiplayer. Now that game is a little bit more hardcore. You have to be a little bit more of a hardcore gamer to really enjoy it. Not necessarily, making use of all the fighting mechanics, right? That's not it. It's just that the skill gap, needed to succeed is quite large. It's less like Mario Party, where there are plenty of items to help beginners. Even the playing field. It's less so with Smash Brothers. Anyway, I must admit, and my wife never did play Smash Brothers. I played a little bit, and I've kind of already lost interest. Just because it's most fun playing couch multiplayer, playing on your own solo. Not really fun, So anyway, that's a long-winded intro, but anyway, one of the things I really wanted to do, of course, was travel with the Switch and play with the Switch, because all the scenarios I've talked about so far are just at home, right? And honestly, you can get a console, any console, Xbox, PlayStation, and just park it at home. The truly sort of unique feature about the Switch is that you can bring it with you and play anywhere. And so during this COVID era, I admittedly haven't traveled a ton, right? In fact, this last trip was only the second time I've been on a plane during this whole COVID era. The first time I've been on a plane was literally just like a month ago as well. I went to Littleton, Colorado for a very short business trip. this time we went on also a bit of a business trip, but a little bit longer. And so yeah, I really wanted to try it out because typically on planes you don't have access to the internet, right? And so your phones aren't really very useful unless you download a bunch of content on here. But admittedly, I didn't really want to do that. I really have no interest lately in downloading Netflix shows or whatnot to watch on my phone. And so I thought, yeah, make use of this. I don't need the internet connection. Just put a game on there and start playing around with it. And I finally got around to playing The Witcher and more precisely finishing The Witcher 3. Now, to be fair, I've played this game and finished the base game quite some time ago, years ago now. In fact, I've been playing The Witcher 3 since my last gaming laptop, so it's been many years. And I did finish the base game, but I got this for the Switch because I again figured that I'd like to play this game on the go, on the handheld, because life is so hectic. I just don't really have time to sit down in front of a computer to play. And I even though I have The Witcher 3 on PC, I literally for the last few years only ever played The Witcher 3 on Switch, just because I could pick it up, play a couple minutes, and then put it away. So it was kind of convenient that way. So I played the expansion Hearts of Stone almost exclusively, I would say, on the Switch, just because, like I said, life gets in the way and I can't really sit at a computer. And I really, really enjoyed that expansion. It's such a well done story. I would say it's better than the base game story, right? I really couldn't care for Ciri. The whole base game is about looking for Ciri, and that character is an unknown quantity at the time. I don't know why everybody was so keen on finding her. So I actually think the original base game's story is kind of lame, kind of boring. But Hearts of Stone, just so well done and really kind of creepy and sort of got some horror elements to it, but it's got some really light-hearted tones to it. Particularly when Geralt was inhabited by another character. So I really enjoyed Hearts of Stone. I knew that I wanted to also finish Blood and Wine, and so I started that game, but as is always the case, you get sort of sidetracked by side quests. And anyway, so I admittedly kind of veered off course and kind of lost some interest, but recently, I thought I really should put in the time to finish Blood and Wine, and that's because there are other games coming down the pipeline that want to play. Recently I downloaded Armored Core 6, right, and haven't gotten very far with that. Just a few days ago, Phantom Liberty for Cyberpunk 2077 became available. So I got that, and I really want to give that a try. And so I thought to myself, I really should put in the time and finish Blood and Wine. And I'll take this opportunity while I'm on the plane to give it a good go. And so I did. And I'm happy to say I finally finished Blood and Wine. And yes, I played it again almost entirely on the Switch. I would say the only time I played on the computer was for the first fight against that giant. The controls are a little laggy, just not as good for combat on the Switch, and so playing that part on the PC kind of I felt was necessary. Though admittedly, there have been many tough fights afterwards in Blood and Wine that kind of I was tempted to move to PC, but I still ended up conquering on the Switch. So anyway, I really like the Blood and Wine story as well. Though I will say Hearts of Stone is probably the stronger of the two, but visually, Blood and Wine is just a gorgeous game. My cat is going crazy right now. So yeah, now that I'm done with that, with The Witcher 3, I think it's time to put it away. I don't really have any interest in pursuing any other side quests. I know that there's lots of interesting side quests in The Witcher 3, but like I just don't have the time for it, and it's time to move on. Like I've had this game for so many years now, and it's time to experience other things. Like I gotta do Armored Core. I gotta do Phantom Liberty. I will say that also, while The Witcher 3 is lauded for being, an open world game with good side quests, I still do find the side quests to largely be fetch quests. They're kind of well done for fetch quests, but still ultimately fetch quests. So yeah, I've uninstalled this off my PC finally after, gosh, I want to say almost 7 years. Yeah, I'm thinking about even trading this Switch copy and getting something else. I don't know what yet, but yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.